Hello, hello. Good afternoon. It's time for the Wednesday craft stream, and today I am going to be making this bunny. And just so you know, I got this bunny or this bunny pattern. I actually, hang on, I actually remade the pattern so that I could put it inside of Handcrafted Gifts Made Simple. But if you want this pattern, you can go to lilblueboo.com, and that link is in the show notes of this video. So let's see, anybody here? Hey, Noe, good to see you. Hang on a second, let me see. I guess I don't see the YouTube. Sometimes my streaming software will give me the chat, and then sometimes it just doesn't really. Hi, Kit. All right, so again, if you want to get this pattern, you can go to the website Lil, L-I-L, blue, like the color blue, and boo, like a ghost, lilblueboo.com, and look for her Hungry Bunny pattern. And the only reason I remade it and did it this way is because, well, for one, I wanted it bigger, and also because I wanted to put it into my Handcrafted Gifts Made Simple um, project portal in my membership, and I did not want to take it from there. But anyway, so you guys go and get that from her website. All right, so this is number one of four different patterns or four different projects that I'm going to be doing for this. Hang on, for this month, and all of these will be centered on either Easter um, or I want to call, oh, I think it's called Ostara. I don't know for sure, but if you guys know, um, but and I think there is also going to be one that is like a wire wrap earring for St. Patrick's Day kind of thing. And so all of the things that I make here, these are all like practices that I'm doing. I made this one this morning. I'm going to make another one and show you guys the process that I go through. But just so you know, I'm not going to have available like all the instructions and measurements and everything. I'll say them in here, but I probably won't. I mean, I won't have those like in the show notes or anything, because all of these projects are projects that I am putting into my Handcrafted Gifts Made Simple membership, and that's where all of the written instructions and everything and the final videos will go into. So if you're interested in getting my 50 Awesome Handmade Gift ebook, you can go to createahandmadeholiday.com, and right there on the front page, you can get that for free. And I don't have it handy right here, but it's a really great book. Noe knows that because she's got it. And so you all you have to do is just sign up for my newsletter, which mm, let's see. Yeah. I don't think I'm doing, oh yeah, I do. Sorry, I have two different websites. So I send out a newsletter every Friday with just a little bit of encouragement and what's coming up, like different free events and stuff like that that we're having and all that kind of stuff, or that I'm participating in and all that kind of thing. So anyway, this little guy I'm making, I want to make one for Kieran, and Kieran's my grandson, and I want to send it to him, and I want to fill it up with his favorite candy. And this is such a cute little purse thingy, you know. I mean, and Kieran doesn't need a purse, but I think what I want to do in the end is to create something that I can just, send over there with him because he lives in Las Vegas now, and so I just need to be sending small things to him. Um, let's see. Having said that, I wonder if I have all these colors that are sort of I don't know, maybe I'm old fashioned, but girls and boys colors. I mean girls colors. So I think maybe it might um, be good to choose, you know, something along the lines of blues and greens for his rabbit. So this is the pattern. Again, you can go over to Lil Blue Boo to go grab this. And what you'll need are, I believe, three to four different fabrics that you like, just cotton, a couple of, let's see, a short zipper. I've just used one like this, but you can use longer ones, you know, doesn't really matter. Two buttons, some embroidery thread for the nose and to sew the buttons on. I used a little bit of felt. You could use just regular fabric for this. Um, let's see, sewing machine, I guess, scissors, the usual. So let me see. I think I want to use these cute rainbows, and I want to find some green that kind of matches or some contrasting colors. This one here I used, oh, yeah. So I want to tell you guys, when I get on here, and you guys can ask me for this too if I forget, but what I want to do is to show you or give you ideas on how to use like reclaimed stuff rather than buying new stuff. And if you want to buy new stuff, you totally can. You can go to the Create a Handmade Holiday Project idea lists. So you just go to createahandmadeholiday.com, and up at the very top up here, it's going to have a link for project idea list. Um, and you can go and look at some of the things that I bought or some of the things that I would recommend for this project, and shop that way. Or you could just take buttons off of old clothes, and reclaim some old cotton fabrics. This one is reclaimed from, I don't know, something I got at a thrift store. So, anyhow, you need three or four different types of fabric, and you can make it all the same color, or you can make it, multi-colors and different inside and everything. It's super cute. So, where is everybody from? I see that there's 5 of you guys. Where are you guys from? Well, I'm pulling things together. I want to learn about you guys. So basically what I'm doing right now is just trying to figure out what kind of contrasting fabric I want to use, and it doesn't look like I have much contrasting fabric that will match this. So I'm going to have to go and grab some more, and then and I'll be right back. Be a good time for you to go over to Lil Blue Boo and go get your pattern. And the pattern's called Hungry Bunny. So if you just do a search on her website, you should be able to find it. And if not, I can drop the link for you later. Okay, I'm seeing I've got some interesting fabrics that might work. So when you're making yours, you don't necessarily have to create something um, that is traditional, you know. This one is like traditional colors and, traditional Easter colors, and I like that. Ooh, hi to Kit in Kansas. I'm in Southern California, just so you know, and Noe is in New Mexico, and I don't know who else is here. So, anyhow, yeah. So I use these colors, but since I kind of feel like those colors, wouldn't be something that Kieran would like. So I want to make something that he likes, and so I'm going to veer off the path a little bit and choose some different kinds of fabrics. And he's not really too into, space guys or anything like that. So I think what I'm going to do is just use some regular fabrics that are just kind of generic, and then see how that works out. And I think it'll come out cute. I tend to just sort of, oh, wait, what's this? Oh, that's cute, but no. Let's see. I want to have, okay, so I'll probably use that. And I'm kind of like a big color pop person. I like color, but like I said, it doesn't look like I have too many cool colors for boys. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just make this one in various different blacks. So I got some stars here, and I feel like whatever the pattern is that I'm going to use has to be large enough for me to cut out. And so all of these squares that I have are from Temu. And if you are not familiar with Temu, most everybody seems to be. They either love them or hate them, and I love them. So, but I have heard all the negative that people, want to say about it. So um, nobody needs to tell me about that. But if you are interested in finding out more about Temu, you could go to my Project Idealist page, and you can get a link there. If you don't want to do that, oh, the link that I have there is an affiliate link. So I make a few cents on the first purchase that anybody makes, like when they make a new account. So if you want to help me out, you could do that. You certainly don't have to. You could just go to temu.com if you like. So um, what we're needing two fronts, you know, for the front and the inside front. And then we're needing two backs, for the back and the inside back. And then we're needing the zipper, a couple of buttons. We're needing something for the ears. And then, let's see, and thread, basically, just some embroidery thread to do a nose and all that. So let's see. Hey, Rhonda, Oklahoma City. All right. Okay, so this is what I did with this pattern. Just I'm going to start it from the beginning. And basically what I did is I just took a cereal box and I created two of these from this pattern. All right. And so this is the front and the back. What you might want to do, just so you don't get confused, is turn over the back, you know. I don't know, whatever way, but what I did was I just ended up putting this on top of here and this on top of here, and it's slightly different. The ears are slightly different. Um, so you want to make sure that you have it, you know, the same. So this side here is a little bit curvier than this side, you know, and so basically that's how I made that. Um, yeah, this is the straighter side. This is the curvier side. So just know that when you lay the outer back and the inner back together, you're gonna you're going to have it right sides um, on the outside. Well, when you sew it, it'll be right sides together. You'll see what I mean. But just to avoid confusion, you might want to make one with the curvier side on this side and one with the curvier side on that side, and just mark them accordingly if that's what is helpful to you. You're also going to need a couple of um, little pieces for the ears. And really, you can just put this whole thing together with scraps, with old clothes, with, you know, whatever, you know. I would use cotton just simply because it's just easier that way. Um, Especially if you're not really into sewing very much. I would say that you probably could absolutely do, hang on a second. You could absolutely do, hang on a second. You could absolutely do, God, you guys, it sucks to be 56 sometimes, you know, because I just completely forgot what I was trying to say to you. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and iron these really quick because it's easier to do this project my if my things are ironed. And so I'm just going to use this. I had been thinking about maybe uh, making this quilted, but I think I won't. So I got this little itty bitty iron thingy, and Cricut has one, but this is just one I got off of Amazon.com, and it was a lot cheaper than the Cricut one, and it's shaped like this. Oh, HTV RONT. I don't know how you say the title of that business, but they're really big in Cricut stuff, or, you know, paper crafting stuff. So, and I actually have an Amazon credit card, a Prime credit card, and I probably got this free because I use my credit card for everything. I even pay my bills with my credit card and then just pay one big bill every month and just pay the thing off every single month. And so I get a lot of points. As a matter of fact, I just got an email today that said I earned $648 worth or in bonuses because of the way that I use my credit card. So there's that. I'm going to go ahead and just iron both of these. These ones aren't too bad. These ones I think are, they feel like they've got some uh, polyester in it, but maybe not. Maybe they just stretch on the bias like that. All right. This project, the first time I made it was this morning, and it took me probably about 3 solid hours. I did get up and down, doing stuff. So I think it's probably with a sewing machine about a 3 hour job. If you're not good at sewing, probably more. So, and like I said, I'm going to fill Kieran's up with his favorite candy, and I'll send that to him and probably, I don't know. Uh-oh. Hang on one second. All right. So, yeah, this little heat pressing machine comes with this bottom thing, so you can set it aside. And you don't want to touch it though if it's been sitting in there heating, because ouch. Um, let's see. So you want to come back and watch these craft streams all month, because I'm going to be doing a wire wrap earring project. I'm going to be doing like a bead bracelet project, and I'm not sure what the last project's going to be, but they're all good. They're all really good. And all of what I do, like I said before, all of what I do is, I'll just make it in front of you, and you can watch this video as much as you want to. Um, but this is actually my practice run for my membership, a new project in the membership. So it's kind of a sneak peek of what I am going to be putting into the membership next. So here is a dilemma. I don't know if I want to do the top, you know, mostly white, or if I want to do them both like this. What do you guys think? I think I need a second opinion. Remember, now we're going to have to do some embroidery on it and stuff, so it's going to have to be something that we'll be able to see the embroidered nose on. And so while you're thinking about that, I'm going to go grab some buttons really quick. Ooh, I have kind of a cool idea if this would work. I'm not sure if I'm going to go the whole, um, country calico look this time. What if, you guys, I did this? What if? I don't know if I can, but what if I did? Whoops. Okay, hang on. What if I used gears for the eyes? Let me see if I can find one oh, this one's really cool, right? Thanks, Darla. Welcome. So I think maybe I can do a couple of these. The problem is going to be that there's not really holes to, I mean, I can sew it, on, but I don't know what that will look like. So, who's got ideas? Anyone? I'm kind of wondering if maybe, I think I like this idea of doing the gears, but I'm going to go ahead and hang on to that idea for a minute. kind of like that though. So you can make this bunny any size. You would just blow up the pattern, or you would make it smaller. This bunny is going to end up being, well, let's see. This bunny is about 9 inches tall, about 5 inches wide. You could also, if you wanted to blow it up, you could make it a purse and put like a strap on it. That would be super cute. Um, but I think this would be super cute, just full of candy or money or whatever, or both, and just sitting in, a the Easter basket. I think that'd be so cute. So anyhow, let's see. I also have things like these little bitty studs, but I think those are going to be like way too small for eyes. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know. Anyhow, this is just my process of trying to figure stuff out, how I want things. Um, Alternatively, I can do, this is a box that my daughter made when she was young. We used to homeschool, and my husband made this box with, or these boxes with the kids. And so she must have been maybe about, I don't know, 12 probably, maybe 14. But I still have it, and I have all of my things inside of it. I could possibly, glue this onto here and make a button, and I think that's probably the way I'm going to need to go. Whoops. Sorry about that beeping. That's that little iron. I'm not going for this look, but if you wanted to do like a red-eyed white bunny or something, that'd be cool. Anyway, my brain working. And so, yeah, I think I can use this together, and I think I'll put this one away, and then I'll find a black button I can use. Is this black or blue? Looks black to me, but it also looks blue. Hold on. On camera, it looks black, but in my hand, it kind of looks blue. So, yeah, it's blue. Okay. Green. Okay. That could work. But really, I'm looking for just black, and maybe this is one. Maybe this is it right here. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go with that. So, because of that, it looks like I'm going to need my glue gun. So I'll plug that in real quick. And let's see, where are you? And while that's heating up, we'll go ahead and start doing the cutting and stuff. Put this stuff aside. All right. Oops. All right. So I think what I'll go ahead and do is try these little eyes onto different. Um, yeah, I think this might be the one that I choose for the top, but I'm not sure. I don't know if that looks better on something like this. It's hard to see no matter what, right? Another option, oh, I think I'll just do it on this. Another option would be just to use like a, just simply a color that is solid. Yeah, it's going to be this one. All right. So what I'm going to do is the inside. I mean, all of these pieces of, hmm, all of these pieces, I think I'm going to use this for the bottom. All right. So this is the top, this is the bottom, and then I need top and bottom. All right. Where did my bottom piece go? Here it is. So what I'm going to do is do right sides together. And go ahead and just draw with a water-soluble pen, if I can locate that again. Here it is. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a pin in this in a couple places. And then I can get my fabric scissors and start cutting. And I don't know about you, but I really just don't like to be manipulating this whole gigantic piece. So I try to get it off of the rest of the fabric as quickly as possible, because I just don't want to be fighting with that. So and the reason why I put right sides together was because I wanted them to be opposite each other. So whether they're right sides together or wrong sides together, they're still going to be opposite each other. So there's that. And just to make this easy, I'm just folding this over. If you wanted to use like, special fabric on the outside, but not on the inside, you totally could do that. So this is how this would fit, but let's see. Yeah, I guess that would work. Okay. And it would still be not diagonal checks, but it'll still be this, checks looking, or the check pattern would stay the way I want it to look. Of course, if you are using a fabric that actually has, a direction, you're going to want to be a little more mindful of the way that you layer these and cut them, or if you want to layer them at all. And if you've never used a water-soluble pen before, you want to have one because it makes life a lot easier for certain kinds of projects like this one. And when you run it under water, it disappears. So that's nice. All right, so I've got my tops and my bottoms, and now I just need a front and a back. So I think I might go ahead and put the maybe I'll put, I'm not sure which. It really doesn't matter to me one way or the other, but for the sake of ease, if it does matter to you, actually, let me do it this way. One of these is going to be the inside liner, and one of these is going to be the outside fabric. So let me think for just a second. I don't know why this is so hard for me to think of. I'm not sure. Oh, I guess this one here or this one here would be the back. So if you are, all right. So the way it's going to work for me is that the polka dots will be in the back and the stars will be inside, which I think will be cool. If it doesn't matter at all to you, then you don't have to worry about that. But I like to use cereal boxes to make patterns like this that I get online because they stay nice and straight. I don't know about you, but I used to make a lot of clothes, and little, um, that light tissue paper is kind of a bitch to work with. And so I kind of like to uh, be able to work with something a little bit more uh, stiff so that I can do things much more quickly. I don't like anything to hold me up while I'm doing my crafting. I mean, I totally don't mind at all um, tedious work, but I don't want to be spending more time on any steps, you know, than is necessary. So, goodness. Alrighty. Let's see. Sometimes I use pins and sometimes I don't. A lot of times you'll probably see when I'm sewing that I don't necessarily use, I don't always keep the pins on. It's kind of a pain to have to sew over them. I don't like sewing over pins one bit because that means that if it hits one of them, it's either going to create a slowdown or it's going to make me have to change the sewing machine needle, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do any of that. I feel like I should be telling you guys like true crime stories or something in between while I'm doing this, but I think not. I don't know. I think that Chat GPT, because what I do is I pull all the audio from these videos and put it through Chat GPT to get to get like a basic supplies list and instructions. And last time I put it through Chat GPT, it said things like, one of the supplies was something like, a hamburger costume, because we were talking about Bob's Burgers. And there's an episode where Gene wears a hamburger costume, and I was like, oh no. um, it was pretty funny. So, anyhow, let's see. I ended up having to just delete that whole track and just re-tape the whole thing, just do a voiceover on the whole thing. So that's what happens. Okay, so there's that. And I think just for a fun color pop, I'm not exactly sure where that little piece is. I always lose these. I don't know where my little tiny ear thing is though. So this is what I'm going to do. Oh, okay, never mind. I wonder if I could trace this. Yeah, I could just trace this. I was trying to pull that ear off of there because it was only stuck on with spray adhesive, and I thought it was going to be able to be removed, but it wasn't. But that's fine. And I'll just use the same one. The same piece for both. And so because I don't see that piece anywhere, so I'll just make another out of the cardboard. And one of my favorite things to do, for those of you that don't know me, one of my very favorite things to do is to make things out of the cardboard that I get, from boxed food or from, you know, um, Amazon or something like that. And I know that's not something I hadn't really even thought about this, but some people say that there are some cities, I don't know about this, maybe you do, that that have problems with bug infestation in the boxes. I've never had that problem, so I'm going to keep using boxes. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was a kind of a weird statement. They said there are some cities or some areas that have problems with that. So I kind of what I took from that was that some areas of the country have, you know, consistently have bugs in their boxes or what? I don't really know. Does anybody know anything about that? Because um, that would be a good thing for me to know as I am, creating these kinds of projects, using like upcycled boxes or paper products or whatever. It would be good for me to know that. And because that isn't something I do know. So I know. I know. I sent it to you, Noe, that what happened. It was crazy. Anyway, yeah, I had to throw the whole track away because of that. Because I just sort of make conversation, and everything. But when I make this stuff, I usually make a few. Like when I do these projects, I usually will make two or three just so that I can figure out like what the pitfalls are to this. And already I know what the pitfall is for this project. And it is the part where, and I'll show you how mine came out. It's the part where you put this liner inside, and then you're supposed to tack stitch it down right here. But what happened, the reason why mine looks so wonky is because um, it should have been sewn down like this and tacked to it. But at first, when I first started it, I didn't realize that I would be able to. Um, I don't know. It just didn't seem like this fabric and this fabric were matching up to where it would go underneath. So I'm going to be paying attention to that this time because I do know how to do a tack stitch, but yeah, I don't know. The first time around was a little bit difficult. So we'll see what happens this time around. All right, so now I think what I will do actually is this. So last time what happened was I had the whole bunny together before the ears were on. And I didn't really like using spray adhesive for that because if you don't get it perfectly all over, like pretty saturated, it's going to come up. And so, and then you don't want to sew the ears on, because that the bottom of the thread will be here. And God help you if you're like, if you have like a problem with your sewing machine being uh, a jerk to you as far as that goes. Um, if the tension's off or something like that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use this one for the front. And looking at this pattern, I think I will go ahead and turn these over so I don't see the ink. And I think I'm going to go ahead and I haven't. I think I'm going to go ahead and zigzag it on to here. So let me grab my machine. I'm going to have to do a little bit of adjustment here, so bear with me for a moment because I don't want you guys to have to just look at the top of my machine. I'm going to have to see if I can find a better angle. So bear with me for just a minute. Oh, all right. Okay, so let me turn this, rotate it a little bit. Oops, not upside down. All right, so this is helpful. Oh, do you guys see Kieran right in there? Okay. All right, so let me make sure that you guys are all seeing what I'm seeing. And I'm going to adjust a little bit more to kind of get you guys a view that works for you. Oh, there's my ear thing. It was right underneath. Okay. So this is probably going to sound stupid, but I don't use a zigzag stitch all that much, so I'm going to go slow. I do a lot of crafting. but not all of it is sewing. So just saying, I've been sewing forever, but and I used to do a lot of clothes, but nowadays I just sort of just do like crafting sewing anymore. So what I'm doing right now is pinning these on, and now I'm going to slowly refine the zigzag, and I'm going to test it first, see what I'm looking at. Oops. Um, so my machine it's kind of an old model. It's an old Project Runway um, embroidery machine, well, sewing and embroidery machine. I got this a long, long time ago, and I love it. I love Brother machines. They're just my favorite. I know that they're on the cheap end of. Oh, okay, so I don't really want this one. They're on the cheap end, but that's good for me because wow, that just ate that up. But that's good for me because I just really prefer not to have super expensive things that I don't use very often. Although maybe one of these days I am going to ask for, I'm going to ask, because, my husband and I are like, we're like in our 50s, almost, he's almost in his 60s. So, now I can be like, hey, could you get me that $2,000 machine? you know, so, and he probably would. But at any rate, that's the stitch that I want to use. And so I'm going to slow this down and just go ahead and let's see, start really slow. Yeah, this is actually make sure it's doing what I want. No, it's not really. So I'm going to take this off, I think. I don't really like, here's how it came out. I don't really like that it was, let me go a little further away, that it's like half on the blue, half on this. So I am going to remove that and try again. And the problem is that the pin is in the way. So I'm probably going to have to take that off and sew without it. But I need a seam ripper or something. Of course, I could never find things I need while I'm right in the middle of a stream, but that's fine. It's whatever. So those of you that are in the Handcrafted Gifts Made Simple membership, we are meeting tomorrow for our February accountability meeting. And I posted in the group what it was, what the homework was for January. If you get there and you are like, oh my God, I don't have anything done, don't worry. You can catch up, but don't allow yourself to get too far behind because then everything just becomes overwhelming and annoying and, you know, all of that. If anyone is interested in knowing more about Handcrafted Gifts Made Simple, you can go to createahandmadeholiday.com and up in the upper right hand corner, or maybe a little, maybe a little bit over, like around here, you can click on that button, and that's for, uh, it says handcrafted gifts made simple. Can't miss it. And basically, uh, what the membership is it's got a lot of planning tools in there so that you can create a handmade gift plan that you can follow that makes sense for you. There's also a ton of, I think we might even be approaching 100 projects in there, if I am not mistaken. I just added a couple more. So, I'm adding 4 projects a month. And let's see, what else do we do? We have a really, really cool community. It's small, but it's tight, and we do a lot of stuff together. This year I'm slowing down a little bit, but that's because I'm trying to up the quality of the projects and everything else that I'm doing. So it takes me a little bit more time to do that. All right. So this is what I was looking for. Cute, right? And just cut that. And so now I'll just do the other side. With handmade gifts, it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, one thing that I hear people say a lot is they don't want their projects or their gifts to look like a little kid made them. I get that. But at the same time, they don't have to be pristine and perfect. And as a matter of fact, if you've ever looked at like projects like this or products like this in stores, those aren't perfect either, because if they're handmade, it's still, it's still a human being making them, and there are small um, mistakes that you can tell. And even I'm sure that mistakes happen with, you know, machine manufactured items as well. So I love making handmade gifts because it gives me the opportunity to take something that, something I like to do, and, use up a lot of the stash that I have. And I don't know about you, but I have a shit ton of craft stash that if I wasn't using it for something, practical, I would feel, well, I did for a long time, feel real guilty that I was spending money on craft stash that wasn't being used, you know. And nowadays, I have a lot of craft stash and a lot of tools and a lot of stuff like that, but I get to, uh, because I do these craft streams and I have a membership and I make patterns and projects and stuff. I get to use them all the time, so I'm grateful for that. All right. Okay, so that part's done. So I believe the next part is to, there's not a lot of space I have left here on my desk, so I'll just do my best. Um, the next part is to position the top and bottom with the zipper. You can use any size zipper for this. And so what you want to do first, and this was kind of a tricky part for me, and I'll tell you why in just a minute, but I'm looking for a bone folder right now. Oh, here it is. This is my bamboo. It's not bone folder, it's a bamboo. I don't know what you call it. I never remember the name of things. But you can always go to my project idea lists and see what those are. So I'm just going to fold this over and crease it at a 1/4 inch. Oops, make sure I don't go too far off of that. The pattern like does something weird with my eyes. All right. So now I almost kind of feel like using a longer zipper like this one versus one like this size. That seems to make sense for this project. Choosing a longer one might be easier to work with. So I am going to kind of wondering if I can position this part first and then the other part next. And I think I probably could since there's so much extra space here. So I'm going to go ahead and pin this on. And I think what I would like to do is to sew on this fold sort of. And it's going to make it really close to the teeth of the zipper, which is kind of what I want. This is what it looked like last time. And so it almost looks like there's lips. Kind of funny looking. So I think I want to do it this way this time. And so first I am going to do this part, and I want to sew on, I don't know if you could see the crease line that I made. So let's see how that works. Seems like the zipper teeth are being stubborn, holding stuff back a little bit, but that's okay. All right, so yeah, this is what I was going for. So there's not a lot of extra, of the zipper. It got a little crooked right here, but that's all right. All right, so now I am going to close the zipper, and I'm going to position this part here, right above where this goes, or right above where this goes, right above. And what I'm looking for is I'm looking for like this imaginary line that can connect the two pieces, you know. And that's only just for, well, that was dumb. Hold on. I'm going to do this lining up again. get it how I want it. All right, so I'm going to do that because I want to hold that in place, but I want to put that fold line close to the zipper teeth. So I'm going to go ahead and pin that in like that. And now I can take this one off, and I know that I want this line to be the fold line again over here to be closer to the zipper teeth. So we're going to go ahead and sew that on. And let me make sure that it looks like everything is still working, but my phone is showing a black screen, so I just want to make sure, oh goodness, that we're still going well. Okay, yeah. Okay, good. All right. All right, so basically this part of, well, I guess you can't really see it, but part of the foot is like riding on top of the zipper teeth, and it's sort of serving as a guide. But anyway, that doesn't really matter to the project. But you can see that I sewed all the way across on the fold, and this is what it looks like now. Okay, and so now I've got the zipper, and that's working, right? Let me put this down. And so now what do we do? Because the zipper's too long. Uh-oh, got something caught in the zipper here. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to, think about this for a second. All right, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to sew across here like this, on both sides. So do that. And that is going to allow me to get rid of the zipper. And I want to do it less than a 1/4 inch. I'm going to go over it a couple times, because the seam allowance for this project is a 1/4 inch. So I kind of just don't want this to be in the way of that. All right, so now we've got it. Yeah, it looks like my tension is a little bit off or something, because there's a whole lot of mess in the bottom. I'm not sure what's going on, but seems to be all right for now. It doesn't really matter about the overall end look of it. Oh shoot, you guys. Oh my gosh. This isn't a good time not to have a seam ripper. Look what I did. So I sewed the zipper out of the zipper part, or the pull, outside of the project. Real smart. Okay, I'm going to see if I can just remove it enough just to pull it through the zipper part, and then I'm going to put it right inside and just resew. The beauty of live streaming, you guys get to see all the mistakes. I don't mind making mistakes though, I often make mistakes. You guys that have been with me for a while know that I'm constantly making mistakes, but I just don't stress about it. I used to be really concerned about things like that and looking stupid and all these different things, but you know, or looking weird. But guess what? The bottom line is I am weird, and that's just a fact. So, whatever. All right. So, now what I want to do is try to put this together as best I can and sew over that again. So, I'm going to add, let me turn this over. I'm going to hold those together real quick. And at least putting a pin in it like that will help me to be able to keep it together. So let's do it again. All right, so now I've got it. Working. Oh, wow, look at all of that, you guys. There's something going on with my tension. Hold on, I just don't think that's going to be good to leave it that way. No. Oh my gosh, no. I mean, to be fair, I haven't been at the sewing machine for a long time, but I have been sewing for quite a while. But yeah, I know. I make mistakes like that too. It's just not worth, stressing about. And I'm going to cut all these little extra things here. Goodness. I'm not going to stress out about all the weird thread on this side right here because it's going to be caught in in the seam allowance. So, all right. So here's where we're at right now. So at this point, yeah, my bobbin might be messed up. I think I'm gonna sew a couple of because this is what it was in the first place. This is the back. So I don't know why it messed up like that, but I'm gonna check it out right now and see if I can't get it to fix. Well, it looks fine. It might just be whatever I was doing, was creating some problems. So we'll just move on. So now I think what I would like to do is go ahead and work on the eyes and maybe get the eyes on here first. Because the more you leave for the end, the more fiddly stuff there is to deal with. So I'm not saying this is the way to do it. I'm saying this is the way I am going to try to do it this time. And I'm going to see what happens. All right. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue. I don't know. Can you ever just put a little bit of glue with a glue gun? I don't know if that's even something that's possible. Yeah. Not sure why I didn't think of that before, but oh goodness, that's all I need is to glue it to my table. All right, so it looks like there's going to be some cleanup involved of the extra glue. So it might have been better if I would have just used E6000 or something. Let's try that rather. And I got this little itty bitty thing of E6000. And I kind of feel like, yeah, the hole is a little smaller than what it would be, but I don't know. Maybe I'll try this, doing it this way. Just kind of, it looks like there'll still be a little bit of cleanup, but it might work out a little bit better than the glue gun. Ooh, E6000 is stanky. All right, so let me take this apart and start pulling all this hot glue off of here. Or maybe I just turn the thing over, you know, could do that. It'd be fine if this side doesn't end up looking. Oh, and just cut some of this. So I want it to look like nothing happened on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the hot glue off of this. Thankfully, hot glue is like somewhat easy to take off in chunks. All right. Okay, let's do the E6000. And this time I'm just going to kind of dot it around because this is so small. And I don't want too much. And I want to get it centered nicely. This one looks like a little face. Look, isn't it cute? That's going to give me an idea. I wonder what I could use a face like this for. Anyway, I'm going to let those dry. This is what they came out looking like. The eyes. So that's pretty cute. I almost feel like I'm going to send this full of Kieran's favorite candy, and his mom is probably going to keep it. Hopefully, one of them will keep it. My kids are always like, oh, I don't know what to do with your handmade gifts, but my handmade gifts are getting a lot better quality and a lot cooler, you know. They're not your grandma's handmade gifts, so they're enjoying them a lot better. All right, so now figure out how I want the eyes to look. And I may want to embroider the nose first too. And I think I'm going to see if I could have a color like this, maybe. That'd be kind of interesting. So you see, you can make your projects, you know, um, traditional like this, you know, one, or you can make them a little edgy like this. Just, you know, whatever you think is, whatever's appealing to you or to the person who you are giving the gift to. All right, let's see if I could find a color that'll match. That one's a little bit too dark. That one's a little bit better. I mean, they don't look right. You know what I mean? They're not the same color, of course, but they don't look like on camera. It doesn't look as, oh, maybe it's going to be something like that or this. Oh, DMC 926, it's the same. Okay, so maybe I'll use DMC 926 just because I don't really feel like continuing to look at every single one of these. So the way I'm going to do this, let's set those aside, and I'll use this for the nose and for the eyes. You can use different colors, but I'm just going to use the same color this time. And I'm going to use, ow, well, that was convenient. I stuck my hand in there and the needle stuck in my finger. So there we go. That's how I got that out of there. All right. So what I'm going to do here is I am just going to leave all 6 strands together just because. And let me find the needle threader thingy. Oh, I know, it's here. So I bought a bunch of these cool needle threaders, and you do need to have, a large eye needle for this, but they're so convenient. It's got like a small side for smaller eyes, and it's got a big side for bigger eyes. And I dig it. I like them better than those wire ones because it just seems like they're, I don't know, they don't break as easily as the wire ones. When I was using those wire ones, um, the wires were constantly coming off of it. And so, you know, then I would be back to threading my own needle again. All right, so let me move my machine back a little bit so that I can get some more light here. That's good. And now I think I will use my water soluble pen again, except I don't see it. Oh, here it is. And I'll make a little nose and put the eyes on and see how I like them. I might do them like that, and then I'll make just a little upside down triangle nose. That's what I want to do this time. The other time I just did a nose like this, and I knew that while I was making it that I didn't really like that, but it's fine. So it's kind of fiddly to do this without an embroidery hoop, but this is such a weird shape. Basically what you're going to do is just a satin stitch. I don't know if it's called something else when you're doing a nose, but when we did embroidery stuff last year, um, it was called a satin stitch, when you just do the lines real close together. Move some things out of the way. And all I'm doing is just doing shorter lines all the way down, following the edges of the triangle. And trying to get as close to the last row. the last stitch as I can. I need to tell you guys, I'm on a new eating plan and I'm so freaking hungry all the time right now. It's just going to be a few weeks, but I gave up sugar and flour. And sugar's not a big deal for me. I've done this before for many, many years. Sugar tends to give me a headache and rot my teeth, which, common. So I don't want to deal with that. I hate going to the dentist. Oops. And so the least I have to do that, the better. But flour, is in all of my favorite foods like pizza, burgers, all that stuff. But I know it's doable because I've done it before. It's just new right now. And the cravings are just like insane right now, you know? And it's not even really cravings for, quote unquote bad food. It's just cravings for food. I just want food, you know? So, but this plan is like, it's pretty flexible, but it's lots of vegetables, you know, like lots of vegetables, so much vegetables, which isn't a bad thing. I like them, but goodness, I think it's like 20 ounces of vegetables a day, you know. So, anyhow, let's see. So, not quite as straight as I would like it to be. So, I wonder what happens if I don't know. No, maybe I won't do that. If I do more stitches and it ends up looking stupid, then I just don't want to deal with that. So, this is fine. That looks cute. And so now I am going to do a little knot there. And now really I've ended up doing everything that I need to, all the end work that I waited a while. Oops, I didn't do this, I guess. All the end work that I waited to do on the last project, on the last bunny, I did before, and it ends up looking nicer, I think. It looks less like a little kid put it together so far. Well, with the exception of all that weird stuff right there, but I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to worry about it. All right, so now I want to put on the eyes. I'm so glad that I thought about these gears. I have a whole bunch of them, and I think they're super cool, but I don't really do much steampunk kind of stuff. And I have like, bronze ones and silver, but I just like these so much. They might have been like Tim Holtz or something on clearance for like $4 for the pack. And, but I think you can get these like at Temu or on Amazon or whatever. But I felt like I was getting a big deal because, Tim Holtz stuff is expensive. And it's not going to break my bank to buy things for $10. But man, if I don't have to pay $10 for some gears, I'm good. That looks really cute. I love that. What do you guys think? All right. What's happening here? Oh boy. I guess it didn't. Okay, that's fine. I'll just tie it this way. I guess the thread didn't go all the way in, all the way up to the knot, so I'm just going to have to make a new one. And that's fine. That's okay. one more eye and then we're ready to get back to the machine. Man, I'm loving how this is turning out. What do you guys think? I think Kieran will like this. Again, though, he'll probably give it to his mom after he gets all the good stuff out of it. Because he's 10, 10 years old doesn't need bunnies. Oh, came out on my last stitch. Okay, so I'm just trying to keep the knot as close to the button as I can. So that's why I'm doing all that. Okay. Here he is. So cute. Give me candy. Okay, yeah. All right, so now I'm going to take the back, and it's time to sew the front to the back. So what I need to do here is pull the zipper toward the middle so that I don't get stuck on the zipper. And we're wanting to do, let's see, let me see how this is again. I think I said that this was going to go on the back. And so here's something that I notice with this particular pattern, all right, is that because of those, and I think I probably need to fix this, the instructions, but because of the 1/4 inch folds here and here, it ends up being smaller here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer these together and pin them, and then I'm going to cut the excess off. And so that was something I didn't really think of with the last project, but with this one I can see that this is an issue that I want to take care of in the pattern. So yeah, it's super cute, huh, Noe? Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So it's a little bit off, but don't worry too much. Well, I'm not going to worry too much. I actually am going to fix this for you guys. So you guys won't have to finagle it or anything. Do they say finesse it now? Yeah, you don't have to finesse it. Finagle's an old word. Darla says, I love the paisley and checkered fabrics together. Yes, I know, eyelashes. That's really cute. I don't know. Oh, here it is. All right, so yeah, I've got some extra here, which I don't know how close I want to get to this, but I do kind of want to, so that, mm, bummer, kind of cut into that where I didn't want to. All right, we're just going to try to catch all those mistakes inside of the seam allowance. For now, we're going to do this. Try to even it all out a little. Do you like old words, Noe? So would you rather I used finagle or finesse? I do like old words in the sense of, like old Shakespearean insults because, I'm like that and I like things like that. But anyways, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I've got everything pinned together and now I am going to sew front and back together. Start down here, I think. And I'm doing a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Oops, sorry. The 1/4 inch seam allowance is going to allow me to catch all those zipper stitches when well, I'll show you which ones in just a minute. All that extra thread that I had before, it's going to allow me to catch all that. I'm sorry, I keep bumping the camera. All right, so this is what I mean. So if you could see right here is where I sewed the zipper, all right, onto the front pieces. But now I'm going to sew a little bit over to the right of this line to hide those particular stitches. Okay, kind of went off track a little bit here. So I'm going to start here again at my 1/4 inch. Do a couple of back stitches. Let's see if I can stay on track on my 1/4 inch here. Around the ears, I'm going to do a little smaller because I found on this one that the ears, weren't really wide enough. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can stop that or prevent that from happening this time around by making actually a little bit smaller seam allowance than the 1/4 inch. And then I'll go back to 1/4 inch when I'm done with the ears. I'm not one of those like really fast seamstresses, that can just, move the fabric around so fast. No, that's not me. I like to try to be a little more careful. Oh, sorry. You guys must be getting like motion sickness with me bumping the camera like that. All right, so now we're coming around to the end. Okay, and so my next step, and let a little bit of light in, my next step is going to be to go around the edges and, cut close to, or notch them out, notch this thing out. But I think I want to cut a little bit closer to the edges first. The instructions are just to like create notches, but Sometimes I think if there's too much fabric, it's too bulky. And that's something I thought happened here too. It's a little bulky. So I'm going to manage some of that bulk by cutting a little bit closer to the um, to the sew line here, and then I'll go ahead and notch some of the places that, I mean, the other one I notched all the way around, and so I don't know. 3:41. We got about 20 minutes left. And I got a hard stop at 4 because I got to go to the post office before we get like all that ton of rain. I want to go send something to Kieran and Ezra. So it's tax time. So a lot of the tax stuff that has um, that they need is coming to our house. Not Kieran, but Ezra. So now the trick here is that, you know, when you notch this stuff or you notch it around with it being so close, is that you just want to be really careful not to cut on the actual um, line here. And I think I'm going to see if I could get away with it by just, you know, notching out like the really curvy parts instead of all the way around. But I don't know if that'll be okay. It might just end up biting me in the butt. Eh, I'll just do it all the way around. Forget it. I'm doing barely cutting. All I'm really wanting to do is to make sure it doesn't like bunch up a bunch. I know. I know. I need sharper little bitty scissors. My big ones are really sharp and they'll do it, but they also feel like kind of awkward. Um, you know, like my hand is too far away from the project to do this little um, notching. So I would wonder if this would work. I don't know. I've got these, but I don't know if these would be any good. Oh, these are on the wrong side for some reason. There we go. Oh, these are my little Timu specials. And they're just one of these. Very sharp. Pretty sure I got a pack of like 6 of these or something for like $3. And I'm just being really careful not to go over the line. But I just don't want all the bulk. Where is it? I feel like I'm cutting, but I'm not seeing. God. Anyway, I'm going to leave that and I'm just going to go continue to do it up here. The cuts are so small I couldn't really see them, I guess. So if you were to take like some fabric that you off of a garment that you were going to send to the Goodwill or some other, you know, thrift store, you would absolutely have little patches big enough for, you know, a little bunny like this. And I started going through some of the projects, and this project, I'm just going to estimate. This is not me. I didn't, don't quote me on it, but I'm just estimating. Um, if you were to use reclaimed fabric, you could also probably reclaim a zipper from something. Um, you don't have the gears, but you don't need them. You can reclaim buttons, and you could use just, a few strands of regular thread, and you might be able to make this 100% for free. So, oops, let's take that out. Yeah. I feel like the the ability to take what we have and create something completely different is such a fun um, idea for me. I think I might have always been sort of a trash to treasure person. And I think part of it is, you know, because Todd's grandpa was like that. And he would always, like, talk about stuff like that, give ideas and do, make weird little things and out of nothing. And also because, we didn't always have, money. I mean, let me just say it this way. My family, when I was young, it was just my mom working, you know. So, it was rough for her to afford, all kinds of things. So when we got school clothes, we got 3 pairs of school clothes. And so that's it. Anything else we had to wear from, the year before, or, you know, in my case, I borrowed from friends and things like that, just to be able to wear not the same thing inside of the same week. So I always kind of, um, I didn't really have anyone to teach me like sewing or anything. So I didn't have those kinds of skills like upcycling old clothes to be something new or anything like that. But, you know, hang on a second. What do you think so far? So cute. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like the whole idea of, depression era stuff. Not because I need it. I mean, I have plenty of money now, you know. Um, we have what we need now, but I guess I still probably have that inside, of me, where I just, I want to, uh, I like to create things for free. So I think that you would probably be able to make this free if you were able to reclaim the zipper and everything else, and the fabrics and stuff. Yeah, it is really cute. Thank you, Rhonda. I feel like I don't have. Here it is. There you are. The eyes, I know. I love them. They're so cute. I feel like on Little Blue Boo's site that she has a separate uh, top and bottom. So her pattern may be better than mine, as far as dealing with the extra um, of this. How am I going to say that? Dealing with the extra that is removed, I guess, the extra length that this side has. So, however, if I were to do this way, this is really odd. Oh yeah, so this is what happens when you have it the wrong way. When you have the wrong. Okay, we're just going to work with it. We are going to work with this because that's what I do. I make things work with what I've got. I really spent a lot of time when I was crafting early on, getting to a specific point, in a project. And then if I were to discover any kind of mistake, I would just think it was just trash now. I don't know if anybody else has done that, but that was kind of a big, it was kind of a big deal. Yeah, you're right, Rhonda, that's true. All right, I'm going to go ahead and quickly go around this because I want to get this inside. And it looks like the thing that I won't really be able to do. I might make this seem a little bit bigger. So maybe like a 3/8 inch this time because I want it to fit into or inside of the outer part. And this is the liner, so I agree, Noe. I kind of try not to do that now. Well, you know that. I kind of try to just make things work. And I think part of that whole issue for me was because I wanted things to be like one and done. I didn't really see the value in doing things over and over for quite a long time. So once I started thinking about like um, thinking that it would be good to have like one slipper pattern, to work with and just perfect that one until I was so good at it that it took me like not very much time at all. And then if I wanted to change my one slipper pattern, then I would. But, rather than having to relearn projects over and over and over, because I didn't want them to be the same for some reason. So I don't know if that makes sense, but I just, like I said, I don't mind now doing projects 2 or 3 times to see what could be done better or whatever. I actually sort of enjoy it. Tedious work. All right. So let me go around, and this time I'm not going to notch it out. I'm just going to go real close. Yeah, you're right, Noe, it is. That's that's something I am learning, have been learning for the last few years, is that mindset is super important to pretty much everything we do. You know, we have to have, you know, a mindset that helps us to continue on, and not get discouraged, and just understand that life is just going to be life, and sometimes, and it's okay, you know, and that many things are, we're like, one of my favorites is I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be right at this time. I love that because that stops me from being, critical toward myself. Yeah, I have gotten a lot of really good teaching on that. So, and I've needed it, quite a lot. Oh wait, I don't want to turn this, do I? No, I don't. Yay. Okay. We're not going to turn it. So now I'm going to tuck this into here. So I'm going to put a pen in there and just, tuck that ear into there, this ear into here, and I don't know what time it is. I feel like I want to do a little teeny bit of the sewing on the inside of the mouth, just so I can give you something, you know, those of you that aren't in the membership, that I could give you guys something to go with. But I haven't done a lot of practice on that. So I do think, however, that, oops, that this is helping me to see where I need to, this is so weird. It's helping me to see where the inner layer needs to be amended, because, let's see. All right. So now what I can do is this. All right. Yeah, I know what I'm going to do. Let me find my needle again. And where are we at? Got 2 minutes. For those of you that want to hang out and just get this last little bit, you can. I'm not holding anybody hostage. You guys can like take off at any time. I know my streams are long, so you can always come back to it and catch the last few minutes if you need to. All right, so here's me a needle, and yeah, I know, I've got 3 minutes. 3 minutes to teach this. I can't remember what this stitch is called. It's common. It's a common stitch. It's like a hidden stitch, and I cannot remember what it is, and I don't want to go find out because uh, I've only got 2 minutes and 30 seconds left or whatever. All right. So I'm just going to do some hand stitching, and what I want to do is I want to, I don't know, maybe it's called an invisible stitch. I don't know. I'm kind of hurrying though. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the liner, or into the liner, right? And I'm going to put my needle under that fold. Bye, Darla. And I want the knot to go into that fold. Next, what I'm going to want to do is I want to sew it as close to, okay, let me just show you. All right. So what I'm wanting to do is, you see how this is coming out of that fold right there? I don't know if you can see it, but what I want to do is go back. Let's see. How does this go again? Okay, hang on. Thinking about this. All right, so now what I want to do is go through this side right here where the zipper thing is, and I don't want to go through all, like both sides of the fabric. Like I don't want those stitches to show here, but I'll just go through the zipper, that zipper fabric, and then come back. I know this is so fiddly, you guys. Come back and come through that fold. And what that's going to do is it's going to bring these two pieces of fabric close. Hang on. Let me do it again and then I'll show you. And when I pull this, it's going to pull it close to it, you know. Unfortunately, it's not close enough to hide that, but that's okay, you know, because nobody's going to really see that. But it's going to just bring all these stitches, um, or all of this fabric close to here so that it looks like uh, a closed lining. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and keep doing that. I'm going to do a couple more stitches and then I'm going to sign off. And if you have any questions about it, feel free. Oh, the other thing, here's another way to do it, is that you can actually sew right. Ouch! I have a sore on my, like a hangnail kind of thing. So, all right, this might be even a little bit easier now that I'm thinking about it. I'll go a little bit. Okay, I want to go under this line of thread because I don't want my stitches to be shown right above the teeth there. So, all right. So you can go sideways into this fold between the two um, layers or whatever sides. Bring it out, and then you go up here, and it creates, you know, a hidden stitch. And usually it looks much better because there's not this, but because I sewed it in white, um, I used white. You know, there's that. So I'll do two more. And once you get the hang of it, you don't really have to tighten every single stitch. You do want to keep them lined up though, or else it puckers. All right, let's see if I can, oops, that was too high. I feel like this would be a super cute project um, for if you made it, you know, in your daughter or granddaughter's favorite color, put a little strap, you know, to make a little purse, you know, so it could be part of the Easter gifts for a kid that would enjoy that. This could probably, if you made it smaller, it could be sort of a coin purse. It could also be like, I would even maybe, if I had a big enough purse that it wouldn't get so crushed, I might even use it like as a change purse at this size, or maybe, I don't know, you could use it for lots of different things, you know. And it was super easy to make. 2 hours, right? And I don't know, just a couple of minutes. All right, so there we go. Pretty much it's done. I'm going to finish it up and I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for being here, guys. Talk soon.